Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Sit back and relax. There's something going on here that perhaps we are not considering to be as real as it actually may be. Let's start off with this. Back in March, Xi Jinping, thing, here's another thing over there, made a threat saying that China is preparing for war. Okay. I think this probably flew over most people's heads. Anyway, not mine and not yours, and certainly not NATO. NATO countries are again, and I covered this yesterday, arming themselves to the teeth. It certainly appears that this world is preparing itself for war. But the people are not considering this to be a real threat. I think this is a mistake. And I also believe the stock market may be pricing in a war. Why am I saying that? If you look back on history at pretty much every single war, the stock market does one thing. Initially, you get a little drop and then a big move higher. So we have a situation here where this market keeps getting bid up. Well, actually, let me put that into a better perspective. Over the past, now, going on almost 6 weeks, this market has been under pressure since risk in this market is very close to extreme levels. The MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, is almost 280. That puts us 20 points away from 300, which is extreme risk. Okay. Despite that, the market seems to believe the Fed is going to cut rates sooner than later. Now, I've been saying no. I've been saying no, the Fed's not going to do it. Let's consider something here. If, in fact, war were to break out, let's ponder. What would the Fed most likely do? If, in fact, let's just say next Monday, war breaks out. Do you think the Federal Reserve would be more likely to continue to raise rates, pause, or cut? I say the Fed would pause and maybe cut. Okay, so maybe the market is, in fact, pricing in war. Saying, okay, if in fact war does occur between China, the United States, whatever, or another world war, the market would respond positively to this. Again, the Fed would back it up. The Fed would more than likely have to cut rates. The Fed would have to pump cash into the economy and, of course, into the stock market. So I hate to put this another way, but I'm going to tell you right now, war is bullish for the stock market. Not only is war bullish for the stock market, war is bullish for commodities as well. So that's a scenario that you and I need to consider here. Crude oil, it's going so much higher. Right now, crude is getting big higher yet again. WTI back over 88. And again, it just doesn't seem like I'm waiting for a top here. As I've discussed with a lot of you, I said a pullback would be very bullish here, but I'm not sure the market wants to pull back just yet. Crude pull back here, but we need to keep our eyes on that either way. Anyway, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? Should we take Xi Jinping ring-a-ling? Should we take this guy seriously? Because it does seem like NATO countries are doing that. But again, nobody knows until everybody knows. A big secret here. So I think we need to consider the fact that the stock market may be anticipating war, which would be very bullish here. Obviously, as I said, you get initial drop followed by a big boom higher, especially if the Fed pauses for a long period of time or in fact cuts rates. War, in my opinion, would also be a boon, and I mean a big boon, for central banks to help fulfill their end game. No other endeavor on this planet, off this planet, or anywhere else generates more cash for the war machine, the military-industrial complex, and then war. And if you look again back on history, how does a nation come out of a depression or a recession? War. Okay, there you go. So all this should weigh heavily upon you. And I want you to think about these things, and I want you to comment as well, please. Now, with regard to risk in this market, it is rising. We got stock futures right now lower, not anything dramatic, but lower nonetheless. As I said, crude oil getting a bit higher. 10-year yield slightly higher. Relative strength of the dollar slightly higher. This can change. Trading didn't start for about an hour from the time I am doing this video blog. Anyway, what else can we look forward to? Let's just throw another hypothetical out here. Just going back to the whole war thing. It just clicked. What do you think that would mean for food and energy prices? Food and energy, in my view, with regard to food and energy inflation, is going to outpace everything. It has been doing this. You and I have outlined this from I don't know how long ago. And it is exactly following that path. I believe also war would be another way they could foster their new neo-feudal system here, pressure people for war would boost the stock market, boost commodities, and continue to pressure the middle class. Inflation would continue to rise with food and energy outpacing it all. You understand? Anyway, just had to get that thought out here. Cryptocurrencies, massive turnaround this morning. Yesterday's drop did get bought. I thought it was a buying opportunity. I said that yesterday in my video. Definitely a big rebound with cryptos pretty much across the board. Gold and silver right now are under some pressure. Couple of the things I wanted to talk to you about real quick. Let's go back to this whole banking crisis, all connected to this commercial real estate nightmare. People, I showed you a chart yesterday. I don't think I have it anymore. Do I have it? Yeah, I do, right here. With regard to vacancy, I want, and it doesn't seem like this is phasing some of you, but reading the comments, but I don't think this is the top here. I think this is going to go up much higher here. Commercial real estate is yet another factor in all of this that we need to consider. And I'm telling you who's going to pay for this. You are. You're going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it. It's always we. It's we, the people who pay for all of this. So I want you to be ready for that as well moving forward. There's just no doubt about it. What else could you expect moving forward? Again, if in fact, what's going on right now, again, not only are NATO nations arming themselves to the teeth, with regard to government spending, could you only imagine government spending? You know what I'm really talking about here. Cash pulled into the now via our loving, caring representatives because they're supporting the central bank agenda. The central bank agenda is one thing and one thing only, and that is to continue to inflate, and they will do this by any mechanism they possibly can. If it means they got to kill millions of people via a war or whatever they want to throw at us, they're going to do that. Do you understand? Nothing is what it seems to be here, okay? Again, this is a twisted freak show on an unprecedented scale, and our lives are expendable and will be sacrificed for the collective good of these central banks. They don't give a damn about nothing. You understand? All they care about is fulfilling their end game, to continue to inflate, to buy it all, to own the world. What better way to do that than to foster yet another world war? Do you see where we're going here with this, people? I hope this is making sense to you. It just seems like the puzzle pieces are fitting together to me. But again, I want to hear from you. Am I way off base here? Do you see these kinds of things setting up here? Do you see, again, I'm going to go back to this because a lot of you keep downplaying it, and I think you're making a huge mistake. The alliances that are now being made with BRICS nations and energy producers, if the BRICS nations could corner the energy market, and I think they're going to, it's just over. It's literally over. The lifestyle that you have come to know is going to change dramatically. They are going to seize power, and it's going to play out to be not very pleasant for a lot of people. And of course, some people are going to benefit from this as well. Anyway, without getting too deeply into that, I like to keep these videos more or less short in the morning. So again, what do you think? Did anything important here that you need to know, that people need to know? Please share the video, get it out there. Those thumbs up are valuable. Please, I'm going to ask you for those. And comment. I will read the comments. Greg, you got it right. Greg, you're off base. And if you feel like I am off base, don't just say, Greg, you're wrong, because I get a lot of comments like that. Greg, you're wrong. Greg, you don't know what you're talking about. But so then explain to me. Look, I'm trying to help all of you, so maybe you can help me. I'm not too old to learn something new. Where am I getting this wrong? Okay, and if I am getting it wrong, I want to hear from you. Don't just write, you're wrong, Greg. It makes no sense. You know, Greg, you are wrong because, and this, you know, whatever it is. Expand on your comment, and I would appreciate that too, all right? I'll see all of you later for the live stream, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I hope to see you there.